This video is about Charles D. Saulles. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Charles R. D. Saulles, November 22, 1876 – July 17, 1962, was an All-American football player. He played quarterback for Yale University and was selected for the 1897 College Football All-America team. All-American football player file Charles D. Saulles, New York Journal and Advertiser, March 30, 1899, pg 10.png. Thumb Charles wearing his Yale baseball uniform. A native of South Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, D. Saulles attended the Lawrenceville School where he was captain of both the football and baseball teams. D. Saulles was 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed 151 pounds. Side news title: Statistics of the team's sketches of the players who lined up against each other this afternoon. Publisher Trenton Evening Times, date 1898, 11/12. D. Saulles enrolled at Yale University where he played quarterback for the football team in 1897 and 1898 and was selected for the 1897 College Football All-America team. Side news title: Camps Champion 11. Chamberlain, Brown, D. Saulles and Hall of Yale All-American Leaders. Publisher New Haven Evening. Register date 1897, 12/8. Consensus All-American designations based on the http www.docstat.com. Docs 4,844,195 awards compiled NCO 2008 Record Book Division 1 Football NCO Guide to Football Award Winners. Web Archive https web.archive.org. Web 20,090,714,223,946 http www.docstat.com. Docs 4,844,195 awards compiled NCO 2008 Record Book Division 1 Football. Date July 14, 2009. He was also the captain of Yale's baseball team. Jim Rogers, the captain of the 1897 Yale football team, credited D. Saulles with Yale's victory over Princeton in 1897. I have always claimed that Charlie D. Saulles put the Yale 97 team on the map. Charlie D. Saulles, with his 3 wonderful runs which averaged not less than 60 yards each, really brought about the victory. Sidebook author William Hanford Edwards. Title: Football Days, p. 111. Date in his book Football Days. Big Bill Edwards. William Hanford Edwards, who played on the Princeton line in that game, wrote of D. Saulles. D. Saulles' open field work was remarkable. I remember well the great run of 55 yards which he made. He was a wonderfully clever dodger and used the stiff arm well. Edwards. Football Days, p. 52. Charles Ives wrote a song about this football game titled simply Yale-Princeton Football Game. In 1903, a football columnist wrote that the equal of Charlie D. Saulles, however, will probably not be seen at Yale or any other college in many days. Side news title: Many football topics. Publisher Logan Sport Pharaohs. Date 1903, 11/6. Football coach in 1906. The New York Sun reported that D. Saulles was affiliated with the La Sharpe football team in Iola, Kansas. D. Saulles joined the team in 1905 as both a player and a coach. The Sun reported that D. Saulles and Yale teammate Jim Rogers were working together at La Sharpe and had turned a group of miners into a football team that had soundly beaten the Haskell Indians and Bethany College and gone undefeated for 2 years. Side news title: Miners shine at football. Rogers and D. Saulles of Yale develop great team among smelters. Publisher The Washington Post reprinted from the New York Sun. Date 1906-18. The La Sharpe team was seeking games against the major football powers at Michigan, Chicago, Yale and Harvard, leading the Sun to write out in the little mining town of Iola, Kansas, there is probably the oddest football team in the country. Its members never train, have no practice except signal work, and yet are able to defeat all comers. The 11 is known as the La Sharpe team, is composed of men from the zinc smelting works and learned its football from 2 of the best men that ever wore R.Y. at New Haven. James Rogers, captain of the 97 Yale 11, and Charles R. D. Saulles, one of the fastest and most daring quarterbacks on Ellie's long roll of honor, are the coaches who have turned the Miners into one of the most effective gridiron machines in the Middle West. Family: D. Saulles was born in South Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, the son of Arthur Bryce D. Saulles and Catherine Heckscher. His father was a noted soldier in the American Civil War. His younger brother John D. Saulles also became an All-American quarterback at Yale. When the younger Saulles became a star for Yale in his own right, comparisons were made to his older brother, but there is one particularly bright player on the New Haven team, and he is John Longer Saulles, the famous quarterback of last fall. Johnny is a brother of Charlie Saulles, the great football and baseball player of 1898 and 1899, and his work is true to family traditions. Saulles plays second base, Charlie's old position, and he is snappy and accurate. Cert News title: Princeton and Harvard Strong Publisher, Lincoln Evening News, date 1902-419. Charles Saulles was married to Louise M. Bertie Hock of Marshall, Michigan. Cert News title: John Saulles murdered by wife, dead man was brother-in-law of Mrs. Charles Saulles, formerly of Marshall, publisher Marshall Evening Chronicle, date 1917-8. Foresight News title: News of a Day, publisher Marshall Evening Chronicle, date 1914, 325. In 1922, Saulles' wife obtained a divorce and was awarded custody of their two sons. It was also reported at that time that Charles Saulles had remarried. Cert News title: Charles Saulles marries again, publisher Bridgeport Telegram, date 1922, 717. Blanca Errázuriz trial image: Blanca Errázuriz.jpg thumb 200 sp. Blanca Errázuriz and son, 1917. In August 1917, John Saulles was shot and killed by his millionaires Chilean ex-wife Blanca Errázuriz. Cert News references: category 1876, births category 1962, deaths category 19th century, players of American football category Yale Bulldogs, football players category All-American college football players category, players of American football from Pennsylvania category, people from Armstrong County, Pennsylvania category, people from Iola, Kansas.